The reality is, with the Avs' current lineup, they're just not going to be able to win if bounces don't go their way. Avs lose to the Nashville Predators 5-2. Look, given that the Avs are literally missing 1/3 of their lineup, I actually thought they played pretty well in this game, and they were competitive with this Nashville team, and honestly, at times, probably deserved a better fate. But this was just one of those hockey games where it felt like things weren't quite going the Avs' way. A bounce that crawls up over Saros, but the puck doesn't go in the net. A post that gets hit. A funny bounce that ends up going Nashville's way to set up a goal. These things were just too much for a depleted Avalanche team to overcome. A great hockey team should be able to overcome those things. Absolutely. And the Avalanche, if completely healthy, are maybe a great hockey team. I think you can have that conversation one way or another, whether you feel like they're one piece away or they need a goaltender or whatever it is. They're certainly very, very good. The Avs, as currently constructed, are okay at best. And the reality is, even when the Avs do the right things, which I thought they did for a good portion of this game, they just don't have the skill to finish plays the way that they need to be able to. Outside of the big three, that being MacKinnon, Rantanen, and Makar, the Avs don't really have any goal scorers left in the lineup. Yes, you have Casey Mittelstadt, who has been on a high-level goal-scoring pace this year, but throughout his career, he's always been much more of a playmaker than a goal scorer over the long run. Beyond Mittelstadt, your next highest goal-scoring player is Yoel Kiviranta. And don't get me wrong, that 4 goals in 3-game stretch was super fun, but Kiviranta's career-high goals in a season is 8. And you're playing that dude on your top line. A dude who at best scores once every 10 games over a long stretch is on your top line. Most top line players need to be scoring probably once every 5 games, maybe even once every 4. That'd be a 20-goal pace. So half of the rate that Kivy is scoring at throughout his career. Editing Rudo here, to be clear, that's at a bare minimum. Obviously, top-end top-line players score close to once every other game, but to even consider yourself close to a top-line player, you have to reach those types of numbers. The Avs aren't going to have NHL star goal scorers just sitting around in the AHL waiting to get called up when players get hurt. It's just the unfortunate realization that the Avs cannot survive this many injuries. And hopefully they will get guys back very soon. It sounds like Lecky could be good to go as soon as next game. But really, the Avs kind of just have to get through this portion of the season. As I said, the Avs played pretty well. I think they were just about even with Nashville in most categories through the first period, and it's a 0-0 period. Not too bad for a road period for a depleted team. And then the second period, I actually think Colorado maybe played even better. They didn't generate a ton of high danger chances, but they possessed the puck well, outpossessed Nashville, and did a good job of trying to grind out a win against a team that, let's face it, outside of the Avs' top guys, Nashville is more talented than what the Avs have to offer, certainly on the forward side. Hard work is supposed to lead to good results, and it does at least once in this game, as a flurry of penalties come in the second period and the Avs end up in a 4-on-3 situation. They might not have a ton of goal scorers, but their best players can still put the puck in the back of the net. Not a lot of X's and O's here. You give the Avs best players the space and a man advantage that a 4-on-3 gives, and you're just probably going to get burned. For whatever reason, they can make a 4-on-3 work, even though they struggle with the 5-on-3. This one works because Cale Makar uses his feet. He just keeps his feet going, keeps his skating going. I guess, he's not really a skating stride, but a slick little mohawk move there creates space for himself to step into as he fakes this pass to MacKinnon all the way. When you get the top guy to bite, Makar is gone. Forget it. He'll use the space better than anyone, and you have Mittelstadt sliding in front to help with a screen to help Cale Makar's shot find the back of the net. Give Cale Makar an inch and he will take a mile, and this right here encapsulates exactly what the Avalanche are living through right now. There are 4 players you can reasonably rely on to create offense for you, power play 5-on-5 or otherwise. It's Nathan MacKinnon, it's Mikko Rantanen, it's Cale Makar, and it's Casey Mittelstadt. I thought Makar was great tonight. Not perfect, because you can't play a perfect hockey game, and yeah, he probably could play better, but in this situation, Makar is the guy putting this team on his back with all of these injured players out. He's the one that is creating, moving, shaking, doing the things to try and get the Avalanche wins, even if it is a tough look at times. MacKinnon has been fine. It's really hard to complain about a guy that's at the top 4 in the NHL in scoring. I do think at times he's looked a little bit passive, and I would like to see him start shooting the puck more often, especially on the power play, but I really cannot dig into him too much. He's a superstar player that's on a superstar pace. Mikko, You need more from. You just do. And that's not to say he's a bad player. He's a guy over a point per game pace too. He's doing that level of play, but there's more to give there. Everybody knows it. Everybody can see it. And the Avs need it right now. They're not going to need it later if they don't get it right now. They need Mikko to help carry this team to wins because they just don't have enough other bodies to do the heavy lifting. It has to be Mikko. He didn't bring it tonight, and the Avs didn't win tonight. So you're 25 minutes through this game, and I don't know how much better this version of the Avs can play. With a little bit of luck, they're probably up 2 or 3-0 in this game, but they just weren't getting that luck here. Not long after, Nashville gets another power play opportunity of their own, and if there's a goal that you want back in this game, it's probably this one. Immediately off of a faceoff to start Nashville's power play, they win it back, a slide over to Steven Stamkos in his office. I get it. He scores a bajillion goals a year from here, but he doesn't score very many goals a year from here where the puck goes off of the goalie's glove and still goes into the net. Look, I don't know. Maybe if they make that save, Nashville goes on to score on that power play anyway. We don't live in that world. But that puck hits directly off of Annanen's glove. You need a save there. You just do. Yes, I know it's Steven Stamkos. Yes, I know he's an elite goal scorer. But he didn't beat Annunen clean there. Annanen's in position to make that save with his glove, and he just doesn't quite get enough of it. And again, I thought the Avs continued to play well through the second period, but one of the things about hockey is when you have those stretches of good play, but you don't capitalize on them, for whatever reason, there usually ends up being a goal going back the other way, and the end of the second period, that's exactly what happens. The Avs really play defense pretty well on this one. Nashville gets a puck in deep, and they're able to win a race, but as this play develops, the Avs do a good job of keeping them to the perimeter, forcing them to the outside, and not really giving up anything dangerous here in a clean Nashville possession. The Avs are marked up well. You have all 5 guys loosely covered. Manson is a little bit behind, out of the corner. That's the only thing you can change. If Manson perfectly reads this play and can see the future, he cuts off this lane to the middle of the ice, but that is an unrealistic ask on every single play. It turns out NHL players are pretty elusive, allowed to move their feet and move around, so it's just hard to do that. It's a perfect little play from Nashville on a floated shot through, and Colton Sissons is able to meet it and put just a perfect tip on this play. I don't know how many teams, if any, in the league can really stop something like that. I don't even think the Avs play that poorly. That's a unbelievable tip and an all-world goal. You tip your cap, you got to be able to answer, and as I've said already too many times in this video, the Avs just don't have those guys. 2-1 in the third period, you still wanted to have some hope, but an unfortunate high-sticking penalty leads Nashville back to the power play, and they're able to pretty much put this game to bed. The Avs initially defending fine again. You're going to see a shot attempt or maybe a shot pass attempt come through here from Josi, and Kelly does a good job to get his stick on this puck and break up a potentially dangerous play. Unfortunately, that puck bounces straight up in the air, and the Avs just don't recognize that it's falling towards the middle of the ice. So when this puck comes back down, Nashville's able to jump on it. The initial attempt, pretty brutal, but that continues to be a puck battle, and that is not a pass. I'm sorry, it's not a pass. That's a guy whacking at a puck, hoping to throw it to a dangerous area. He's not looking for Steven Stamkos in this far circle. He's hoping a Predator finds it in a dangerous area like the slot. Unfortunately for the Avs, it works out that it slides perfectly to Stamkos, and the Avs have been unlucky to this point in this play. That is unfortunate, but credit to Stamkos here. He makes a great play, gets the whole universe to commit to him, and then simply slides this puck across back to Josi for what is a much easier goal than what Stamkos was looking at. It's just tough, man. It's tough when you get bad luck like that. The Avs were just not going to win the game from there. You could tell that they did not have it in them. Nathan MacKinnon does score a super dope goal, though. Desperation time for the Avalanche with the goalie pulled. This puck comes down to Nathan MacKinnon, and the thing he hasn't done enough of this year, he just says, F it, I'm throwing it at the net. I don't know if I recommend him to no-look back to the net, throw pucks for goals very often, but it's pretty sick that he does it here and it actually works. So hey, at least that was a highlight reel fun play. At least 2 of your stars showed up, showed out, and gave the Avs a chance in this game where, again, I thought for their roster they played pretty decently. But ultimately, it's 2 empty netters that find the net to make it your 5-2 final. Look, over the next 2 weeks, the Avs are going to get Artturi Lehkonen back, who is a 20-goal scorer in his career. They're also going to get Jonathan Drouin back, who's a 20-goal scorer in his career. They're also likely to get Miles Wood back, who has multiple well over 15 goal seasons in his career. And when you look a little further down the line, you'll be getting Ross Colton back, who's another 20-goal scorer. If you believe in Val Nichushkin, that's another 20-plus goal scorer. And maybe even Gabe Landeskog as another 20-plus goal scorer. The vast majority of the guys out for the Avalanche right now are 20-ish goal guys. They're missing a ridiculous amount of finishing ability in this lineup right now. When they get it back, they're going to look significantly better and significantly scarier for teams to play against. So I'm just not that worried about this, but it's not super fun to watch because this version of the Avs is just not that good of a team. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and pretty soon I'm going to have to go on the IR.